Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So in this video, we'll discuss another problem related to linked list. It's a hard level problem. If you're new to this channel or this playlist, then we are discussing all the most of the things that are related to linked list, and we have shortlisted 22 problems near about, and we are solving them one by one. So basically, we started with the linked list. With the Leetcode crash course that was introduced, but then we moved to creating our own list, because again the number of problems that were given here in the filters were probably not that much that covers all the concepts. So yeah, I've shortlisted the problems and we are picking them one by one. So today we'll be discussing the sixth problem, reverse nodes in a group of k, right? And as you can see, it's a hard level problem. Let's go to the problem statement and then I'll explain you how to approach it, right? So reverse nodes in k group. Given the head of a linked list, reverse the nodes of the list k at a time and return the modified list. And now k is a positive integer and is less than or equal to the length of the linked list. If the number of nodes is not a multiple of k, then left out nodes in the end should remain as it is. You may not alter the values in the list nodes, only nodes themselves may be changed. Now, regarding the last statement, so the previous video that I made, in which we were swapping the nodes in pair, I told you why it says that you cannot alter the values of the nodes, rather you need to rearrange the nodes, because again it can be an expensive operation, right? Rearranging nodes will not take time, you just need to change the references. However, if we have heavy nodes that have too much of data values, and if you keep on copying the data from one node to another node, that will involve multiple copy operations, so that will be an expensive thing to do, right? So that is why rearranging the nodes is a better thing. So I have explained that in detail in that video. You can refer that. Let's jump into the explanation now, what the problem is saying. So suppose I have a list. I have 1 2 3 4 5, right? I have this, and suppose there is a number k equals to 2. So what k equals to 2 says that you need to basically reverse the nodes in group of 2, right? That means reverse them, and obviously this is the left out node, so don't do anything to this, right? So the new list will become 2 1 4 3 5 null, right? Let me just take one more example for clarity. So suppose again my list is same, 1 2 3 4 5. Suppose k equals to 3, swap these 3, right? Oh sorry, reverse these 3, and obviously now you do not have sufficient number of nodes, so leave it as it is. What do you do? 3 2 1, then 4 and 5. You do not change this sublist, however you reverse this one. So this is your final answer, right? Now pause this video and give it a try. See how you will approach this problem, because diagrammatically once you start solving it, it will be easier for you to visualize and then solve. It doesn't matter whether you come up with the right solution or not, but just give it a try and then we'll probably discuss it, right? So let's come to the again intuition part. Let's see what the problem is saying, right? Problem says that at each particular point of time, pick up k nodes, keep on picking up k nodes, right? And reverse them. Now do this until you do not have sufficient number of nodes, or you reach end of the list, whatever is true. Both statements are basically referring to the same meaning, right? Like here I have just 2 nodes, however I need 3 nodes to perform one operation. So that is why I just perform this on this group and not on this group, right? So what is the main thing that comes to my mind? The first thing is keep on selecting k nodes. The second thing is reverse them, right? Now forget about this thing, just see this, reversing them. I have already explained you in this playlist in the beginning that how do we reverse nodes, right? We have seen that what is the logic behind reversing the nodes, right? I mean to say that it's a small code, but why how we came up to that particular logic, right? So I assume you know how to reverse a list. So given a start and an end node, right? Suppose this is a list, this is start, this is dot 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 dot, and this is end. You are able to reverse it. So end dot 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 dot, and this is s, right? I assume you know this. If you are not familiar with this, the best thing will be please go and refer to the solutions. I think the problem name is reverse linked list in in the same playlist. There I have explained you in detail, right? Now comes the question selecting k nodes, right? Right. So break the problem. This one is easy. We have already discussed it. What about this one? Select k nodes. What you will do? Simple. Forget about a linked list. Suppose you are just given a group of numbers. You want to select numbers in group of k. So what you will do? You will run a loop. You will select k. Now you are done. So you go to the just next number after it. Again you try to select k numbers, right? You process it. So you first select k, process it, then select next k, process it, then go and see whether k numbers are present or not. If that is less than k, just skip it, right? That's the basic stuff. Now comes the question, how do you select the k nodes? So it's a list, right? It's a linked list. So all you need to do is, it's not an array, so take a dummy pointer, take a temp pointer, traverse it k times, right? You will know what is the starting node, what is the ending node, pass it to this function. It will give you something like this, that now end is here, start is here. Now you pick again, start traversing the list after this node, you get this. Again this is start, this is end, s1 is even. Again pass this to this function, you will get even, you will get s1, right? Append this, right? Keep on doing this. Now let's talk about the implementation. So as I've been telling you throughout the playlist, I really love taking a dummy node. It helps me in avoiding some null checks, right? What I will do, so if my list was this, and suppose this was the head node and this was the list, I add a dummy node here. That makes it easy to basically deal with the null values and all that bunch of stuff, right? So now what I'll do, I will suppose I'll keep on running my loop, right? While, let's call it true. I don't know what's the condition. Let's go into the code. Now I need to find the k nodes, whether there are k nodes or not, and if there are k nodes, what are those nodes, right? I need to find it. So what do you do? Take a temp variable, let's call it tk, temp k. This is equals to k, because at every step we need the original value of k, right? Now what you do, take a list node as well, take a temp pointer variable, right? Or basically to traverse the list node variable. And then what you do, you take now what, how do we start it? Let me just take proper, sorry, just a second. This does happen to me whenever I, just a second, yeah, now it should be resolved. Now if I, just a second, yeah, let me remove it. Let's do it properly, right? First let's start from here. So this is my dummy node, right? This is my dummy node and this is my head node, right? Let's take a couple of variables. Let's take temp, which is pointing here, and let's take previous, which is pointing here. Why I have taken these two variables and why they are pointing to dummy node? Because suppose this is a group of k nodes, right? So obviously I need to change this pointer as well, right? I need to change this pointer as well. Now because I need to change this pointer, I need a variable here, right? I need a variable here so that I can reference it using temp.next, right? I need to change this. So that is why I have taken here, right? Simple stuff. Why I have taken a couple of them, that you will come to know when we move forward, right? So take a simple variable and then take a variable start. What is start? Start is temp.next, right? Start is temp.next. Simple stuff. Now why we need, why I have taken it, I'll let you know, right? Now while this is greater than 0, while tk is greater than 0 and temp.next is not equal to null, keep on running the loop. Initially temp is here, keep on running the loop while it is not equal to null. What you do, you do tk minus minus at every step and temp equals to temp.next, because we need to find the last node as well. I need to find a group of k nodes. I need to find this node, right? So that is why I'm doing this, right? Now a simple check, if temp of k is greater than 0, that means I was not able to find sufficient number of nodes. I'll just break the loop, right? However, if I was able to find the nodes, what I'll do, I'll take a variable end equals to temp. This is the end, right? And this is the start, right? Now I want to reverse the list, right? So what I'll do, I'll do simple stuff. Also want to know the next node, so that whenever I reverse it, this start points to this one. So I am taking the same variable names which I've taken in the code. So new list start, right, equals to temp.next. So let's visualize it. This is my sublist. This is start, this is end, and the next node after this is new list start, right? I need this reference obviously. Now comes the question, what about the previous node that I took? So previous dot next equals to, now just see here, previous was pointing here. Now after the list is reversed, the last node in this group, previous will point to that node, right? Previous will point to that node. So what I'll do, previous dot next will point to reverse the I have a function, right, which is reversing the list. So reverse the list where you pass start and where you pass end. So what this will return, this will return the starting node of the reverse list, right? So my previous dot next will obviously point to the starting of the reverse list, and this will be the starting, and this will now become the new end, right? Basic stuff. So that's what I have done. Now start dot next equals to this value, new list start. Why? Because after the operation, what has happened, this s has come here, this e has come here, so it has become e and s, and this is nls, new list start. So this s should point here, right? So that is what I've done. Start dot next equals to new list start. Now basic stuff, previous equals to, for the next iteration I want my previous to point at start, right? See what I've done, previous dot next should point to the starting of the reversed list. So that is why I want my previous just one step back of the new sublist. So previous points here, the previous points to start, right, and temp points to start. Now I told you why I took these two variables. These two variables was taken because temp is being used for traversing and previous is being restored at that position only, so that whenever my list is reversed, I basically can arrange the pointers, right? I basically can arrange the pointers. And then finally what I do, I return dummy dot next, right? Basic stuff. Now again, forget about what I have done in the code. Just think in this way, that this is my list, right? This is the starting, this is the ending. What I do, I reverse them using a function. However, after this is being reversed, suppose this becomes E, this becomes S. So the node before this, which was pointing to S, should point to E now. And this S, which was pointing somewhere here, should point to the next node here, right? These are the only operations you need to do. For that is why we have done here. I take an end, I do a bunch of stuff, and then we are good to go, right? Let's look into the code. So yeah, as told you, on line number 30 my code starts and I check if head equals to null, then just return the head. I've taken a dummy node, I do dummy dot next equals to head. On line number 35 and 36 you can see I've taken a couple of variables as explained to you in the pseudocode, temp and previous. On line number 37 again I run an infinite loop, and on line number 38 you can see temp k equals to k, and then exactly the same code that I showed you, start equals to temp dot next, right? Why? Because that's the starting node, which will I'll use to reverse, right? Now on line number 41 to 40, 41 and 42 you just see I run a loop while temp dot k is greater than 0 and that is not equal to null. Just run it, because you need to know the last node of this sublist that I want to reverse, right? Now if the loop has broken, if I come out of the loop and temp of k is greater than 0, that means I have not consumed k nodes, but I exhausted my list. So that means I do not have sufficient number of nodes to perform the reverse operation. So I just break the loop, that okay, my work is done. Else if I don't break the loop, what happens? On line number 47 you can see end equals to temp, new list start equals to temp dot next, whatever I have told you, previous dot next equal to reverse list. Now what is reverse list? Just come here on line number 13. Reverse list is exactly the same logic that I have explained to you in my previous video, how to reverse a linked list. You pass a starting and an end node, right? And you do the reverse operation. If start equals to end, just return end. and your current equals to start, previous equals to null, and this bunch of operation, right? For detailed explanation you can go there. Just see that reverse list is a black box which is returning you the reverse linked list, right? Now what you do, now the basic stuff, start dot next equals to new list start, previous equals to start, temp equals to start. Why I'm doing this, I've explained you in the diagram, and then finally I return dummy dot next, right? So yeah, that's it for the solution. I hope you learned something new from this video. Do support it by giving up a thumbs up. Do subscribe to the channel if you find this channel useful. It helps me keep motivated. And also, in case you have any queries, please do mention that into the comments. I'll be more than happy to revert on each one of them. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.